Hello everybody and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Plague Inc. Evolved custom scenarios. Let's see what else is on the list. I didn't do any of these last week. I started up some new series and they kind of took precedence for a little while, but I figured I'd get at least one or two more of these videos in there. Next week I will be in France, so I don't know if we're going to have any videos ready for that or not, but let's move on to the Axonotmesis. I have no idea what this is supposed to be. After eating contaminated fish, victims are complaining of phantom pains, irritability, and restlessness. Doctors turn the patients away in frustration. Well, what terrible doctors they are. Features half of the available symptoms are custom made. A couple of overlays and so on. Virus has some difficulty traveling by airplane. It travels better in fluids. So make use of blood and water transmissions. The virus gets main lethal power from affecting the nerves, acquire the right symptoms to end suffering quickly. Don't let the virus get out of control too fast. Lots of symptoms have high severity, so while the other mutations help, other countries may shut your virus out before it can really get going. Okay, so that's useful to know. We will be playing with the standard virus, it looks like. I'm going to go for the standard setup with the catalytic switch, genetic mimic, and symptostasis. Not transstasis today, I think this will be fine. It's called SYB14. Really? We'll call it the Aching Despair. Aching Despair sounds good. Oh, we have to start in Greenland, do we? Well, that's an interesting choice. This virus damages the victim's nervous system to get all kinds of symptoms. It will not mutate much on its own, but if allowed to rapidly mutate, severity may get out of control quickly. Take advantage of its abilities wisely. Don't want to get too scary too quickly now. I agree. Transmission. Spreading this disease may be difficult at first. It has trouble spreading from planes, so find other means. Okie dokie doobie doo. Aching Despair starts in Greenland. I wonder if that's some sort of statement about Greenland itself. I don't know. Isn't Greenland like one of the most depressed countries in the world or something like that? That actually may be totally incorrect. I can't remember, but I feel like it was either Greenland or Iceland or something like that. I don't think it was Iceland. I think it was Greenland that has like the most depression in the world. Or something along those lines. Anyway, alright, so we got some water. Pathogen can survive outside of the body in fresh, warm water. That sounds pretty standard, pretty useful. Blood is going to be better for poor regions, of which we don't have any yet, so water is definitely going to be our number one pick. Insect is better in hot climates. Not a high priority. So water everywhere. That's what we want to go for. As far as our symptoms, we start off with hyper-electrolytosis. Really? Like electrolytes? Is that what you're trying to go for? Hyper-electrolytosis. The body retains electrolytes, disrupting body chemistry and causing dizziness. Some bodily fluids can transmit the disease. Yeah, okay, somebody's been drinking too much Gatorade. Got it. Twitching. Victims spasm at random intervals, lowering coordination, increases research necessary for a cure, and severity. I don't really see much severity to be gained out of that. It's pretty minuscule, honestly, but okay. I mean, I like slowing down the cure. Malaise, a general feeling that something is not right. Doctors unable to find a cause, increasing severity a little. Again, it's so minuscule, I don't even see it. But those are the things that we are currently starting off with. Then again, okay, I guess these are the already, you know what, never mind. I'm wrong. These are the already evolved systems. That's why they're not showing an increase in severity like this, for example. Because they're already there. Never mind, I'm an idiot. I figured it out. Hypersensitivity increases likelihood of allergic reactions. This is fairly standard. We also have sweating, which is very good in cold countries, which I like. So let's go ahead and grab sweating. We have nausea, slight chance of infection when kissing. Meh. Pavlov conditioning. Certain foods cause chemical changes in the body. Pavlov, is that the guy who basically trains the dogs to salivate when they heard a certain sound? Or something like that? Is that Pavlov? Or is that somebody else? I don't know. I've got too much information in my brain to possibly sort it all through. Some of you guys are like, oh yeah, that's obviously Pavlov. Well, it may be obvious to you. I'm just impressed that maybe I know the name. If I'm right, I'm impressed. If I'm not, then I'm an idiot. I don't know. Anemia is pretty standard. We also have inflammation, which can be fatal. We have irritation. Victims feel frustrated and angry often, increasing severity. And adrenal imbalance. The victim's adrenal glands flood their bodies with hormones, causing disruptions to their behavior and well-being. So, it's basically, you know what? No, I'm not going to say that. I was about to make a fairly sexist joke about women and hormones. But I'm not going to do that because I don't want to shame nobody. No period shaming. I don't want the feminists coming after me now, do I? Nope. Alright, cold resistance, level 1 and 2. Nice. So we're going to spread very rapidly throughout Greenland, and the UK, and Northern Europe, and Russia, and so on. That's pretty handy. We will definitely want to get some level of heat resistance, though. Drug resistance, pretty standard there. Zoonotic shift, mutation allows for cross-species transmissions. Neural shift unlocks severe symptoms that specifically alter the nervous system. Okay, so this is a gating mechanism. We also have Jumpstart, which increases mutation chance, which it said could be dangerous, so I don't know if I want that. We also have Neural Atrophy. Neural breakdown from uncontrolled electrical activity influences concentration. Makes the cure a little bit harder to work on. Only 4 points, relatively cheap. Okay, so it looks like when we do want to go for some lethality, this is going to be a requirement for us. Zoonotic shifts, I guess maybe this opens up some new transmission options? I don't know yet, but we definitely want to get some water transmission pretty early on. So okay, let's go ahead and sit back and wait until we have 9 DNA points. Starting in Greenland is really weird. Rio Olympics Mastery. Rio Olympics are over. I made that mistake of citing it once in a different video when the Rio Olympics had already ended, because I was like, oh yeah, the Rio Olympics are still going on, and they had actually ended like 4 days earlier, and someone was like, oh, pre-recorded. I'm like, well, yeah, duh. I mean, I don't know if you've ever done YouTubes before, but it's kind of a requirement for most of us to just pre-record our content. Really difficult to do several daily videos and keep on track of that. We just got into Norway. All right, top-notch mine opens in Sweden. Notch? Minecraft? Hardy, 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 hard. I'm pretty sure that's in the base game, though. I don't think that was something the content creator created specifically for this. Festival of Love in Norway. That means we want to get nausea. Pick that up for our infection chance with kissing. Do I want to go for the hypersensitivity? Better in rich regions. I definitely like having it, so let's grab it. I suspect that the hypersensitivity is going to be the gating mechanism into all of the different neural symptoms that we will unlock with this ability, so that's good to know. Vomiting. Increases chance of infection, fairly noticeable. Inflammation, anemia. I think I just want to go for basically more transmission across the board. You know what, let's go for the blood. I think we are far more likely to get into some poor regions before we are likely to get into some hot regions right now. They actually detected us already. That was shockingly quick, considering we've only infected Greenland and Norway. Now Russia. Okay, well, I guess that happens sometimes when you have relatively good healthcare in a place like Greenland. Not that it's a rich country, so I'm not really sure how that works. Heck, I don't even know what kind of healthcare model Greenland has. I know shockingly little about Greenland. Do I want to go for the zoonotic shift? You know what, let's find out what that has. Okay, yeah, it actually has livestock, rodents, and birds. Well, I like birds a lot. Birds is a pretty solid choice, and I like it better than going for more blood, so in the future, I think I will use that for some more transmission option, like now, for example. Increasing land transmission is good. That should help us get throughout, well, Europe, Asia, and eventually into Africa a heck of a lot faster. I do want to get some level of heat resistance now, because that will increase the likelihood that we can get into, say, Africa or South America and get that ball rolling. You know, because again, Plague Inc., a big part of it is really just the snowballing effect. Pavlov conditioning mutated. I guess that just happened all on its own. I'm going to get some level of drug resistance. And do I want to go for bird 2? Do I want to go for livestock? Do I want to go for rodents? Better in urban areas. Urban's pretty good, but I really, really, really like bird 2. Lots of land transmission. It works for every scenario. So yeah, we will go for the birds, I think. Feed the birds, tuppence a bag. They'll feed on your eyes and spread diseases. Pigeons are horrible. They're flying rats, and no one should ever care about them or feed them. Whatever. Symptoms. We do have the adrenal imbalance already. We could go for hormone excretion. Victims begin sweating hormones. Prolonged contact with infected individuals can cause epinephrine surges. That's the word. Increases infectivity. Bit of lethality. Not quite something I want to go for. I will go for rodents, so that we spread faster in Europe and the urban regions. I think that would make some level of sense, but from now on, I think I want to focus mostly on, well, actually, I take it back. I'll get one thing more. I'll get insect level 1, just so I can spread a little bit faster in the hot regions. But beyond that, I think I'm going to focus on symptoms and abilities. Do I want to get heat resistance level 2? Probably, actually. They've started working on the cure. We do have vomiting now. Okay, that's not bad. Yeah, let's go for the heat resistance. That unlocks environmental hardening. Pretty standard there. We do want to make sure that we save enough points to get ourselves a neural shift so that we will be able to become lethal when we want to. For now, though, diarrhea, a little bit of lethality, not quite what I want. Paralysis, again, a little bit of lethality, not quite what I want. I will go for the anemia, and I will... Actually, you know what? I'm going to save up some points and go for the neural shift, just to make sure that we will have this unlocked in time. That is my thought. How are we looking as far as our spread? Where are we? We are missing Morocco and a couple islands, New Zealand and New Guinea, it looks like. That's New Guinea, right? Yeah, it is. Okay. And that's Indonesia. UK shuts down airports. We just got something for free. Was it diarrhea? It was. That unlocks the nervous system degradation, which I definitely don't want right now. Also seizures. I could devolve this, and I will, because I do not want to get detected too early on. I apparently have a little bit of lethality, and I think that's actually from picking up the neural shift. I forgot. This actually does have some lethality on it. Whoops-a-daisy. All right, well, let's just sort of sit back and let the game do its job. We're in New Guinea. Good. We're still missing Morocco and New Zealand. I need to get some more boats out there. How am I going to make that work? I'm going to go for more insects. Faster in the hot countries. We got into New Zealand. Good. So if I can just get a boat from, say, India down to Madagascar, I'm going to feel a heck of a lot better. Here comes inflammation. I got, like, no mutation from the jumpstart, and apparently I'm getting a ton of mutations already. Is that just from getting birds, rodents, and insects? I guess so. I mean, all this transmission does have some level of mutation chance. And I'm kind of surprised at the amount of effect that I'm getting out of it, because supposedly it started close to 0, but there we go. All right, we're now officially in every single country in the world. Let's go for some symptoms. I'll go back for the diarrhea. Do I want to go for the neural system? Not yet. We did get paranoia, harder to cure. We could go for visual hallucinations, and I will. Tinnitus. Slight nerve damage causes the ears to ring, increase the severity a little. 1 single point? That's not much. Auditory hallucination. Further nerve damage causes victims to hear inexplicably strange noises. Increases severity and is harder to cure. Perfect, we'll go for that as well. Then we have sensory confusion. Damage to nerves causes sensory confusion. Victims begin hearing colors and seeing tastes. I have heard of that before. It sounds downright terrifying. Let's go for the hormone excretion. Fever. Can be fatal. That leads to unbridled rage. Okay, I like this symbol on the head. This kind of reminds me of some Japanese anime when they get really angry. That's hilarious. Victims become unreasonably angry and violent. The slightest irritation can set them flying into a terrible rage. We also unlocked heart attack, which is surprisingly not very fatal, despite being, you know, a heart attack. We got a fever. You know what? At this point, a lot of these are getting kind of expensive even with the symptostasis. Jumpstart. We are going to make this happen a little bit better. Go for the mutation. We'll let mutation carry us for the rest of the game. Heart attack just mutated. I mean, we're getting so many mutations at this point, and we're trying to go for full lethality. I guess we might as well. Jumpstart, jumpstart, jumpstart. Rate of mutations reaches its peak. Okay, so now we should start spreading really fast. Irritation, just mutated for free, making sure that we are doing good. Looks like there's only a couple countries that are not fully infected yet. Good. We could go for the seizures. Sure, we'll go ahead and grab that. Just kind of speed things along. Global research is now focused on a cure. We have unbridled rage. Sensory confusion. What's this? Freak out. Infected go on frenzied rampages due to raging hormones and disrupted senses. Significantly raises lethality and work needed for a cure. Sounds like the best of all worlds for me. And that wasn't a ton of lethality. I mean, it was a lot, but it wasn't an absolute crap ton. I've seen more in other scenarios in my vast experience in Plague Inc. Nervous system degradation. Nice. We can get coma, and we can get insanity, and we can get systematic EMP. Random pulses of electricity overwhelm the nervous system and throw the victim into convulsions. Damage his nerves, eventually resulting in death. I now have every single symptom, and I don't feel like I have maximum lethality, because I don't have maximum lethality. That's kind of uncommon. Usually scenarios will have an opportunity to get maximum lethality, but still, we are now killing very, very rapidly. Genetic hardening, genetic reshuffle. Buy myself as much score as is possible. Let's go ahead and grab the neural atrophy. That should slow things down slightly as well. And pretty much the world's gonna die very, very rapidly. That was pretty easy, all in all. Pretty darn easy, and I can't even spend any more of my points on anything. There are no healthy people left in the world. Maybe I can get some sheep. I'll just infect the livestock as well for good measure. And that is the end of the scenario. Aching despair to eradicate humanity. Whoops, grab that. And done. Aching despair has successfully eliminated all life on Earth. Only 2 stars. I honestly kind of thought that was going to be a 3-star one. I feel like I played that pretty well, but I guess I did not pick the optimal path. Still, all in all, not a bad scenario. Half of or so of the symptoms seem customized with their own descriptions, and there was actually surprisingly good English and grammar involved. Some unique overlays, as was said, just a couple, not too many. But all in all, well-balanced, pretty fun, pretty engaging. I like the fact that almost all transmission options kind of have mutation, so there's kind of that double-edged sword to them, because you wanted to start with very little mutation and kind of control it. But they do offer a gating mechanism to make sure that the most damaging symptoms cannot be mutated before you are ready, which gives you a little bit more control. So overall, not a bad scenario. I did like it. Pretty well done. Would I recommend it? Sure, absolutely. What's next on the list when I come back? I don't know. Let's see. Who first created this one? Bosun Higgs. Instead of the Higgs boson? Haha, cute. Nature's Revenge is next on the list. Alright, that'll be fun. Thank you all for watching. This has been Pravus. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If so, then be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment with your suggestions for future scenarios, and of course subscribe if you want to see my future content. My name has been Pravus, and I will see you guys next time.